6:30. Glorious morning. And no breeze. A few midges about, but they're not bothering us yet. Oops, sorry I got you zoomed in. I'm half asleep still. Oh, I just heard something bark. There's something up there that keeps barking through the day. But it sounds all by itself, so I don't know what it is. It's got to be a deer. Don't think goats barking, do they? Tent's a bit wet inside, the inner. It's sagged, look, the outer's sagged overnight. So it touched the inner. And because there was no breeze going through, nothing, look. Condensation, everything, it's really bad. But that's because of the ground we're on, not because of the tent. And the sagging is just due to the temperature change. It's all yesterday, it was blowing like a good one. Now look at it. It just sagged, in it. That's what's done it. So I'm going to see what I can do. So I might have to peel the outer back to give the inner some chance of drying off or something. Because it's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's kind of gone. I don't know if you're getting any of this. Looking at the ground. Yeah, even the ground's damp. We had like a dew, I think. It's all over the tent anyway. Outside and on the inside of the inner. Where it's touched, obviously it's made the inner wet. My foot box was damp from me brushing the inner, and obviously the outer's touched the inner and made everything a bit wet. So let's have a look at that in a minute. But totally different than yesterday, isn't it? Evening wise. I've blown a hoolie. Oh, I can see deer in the distance running. Yeah, don't think you'll catch up. Dead centre. Running across, they picked us up. Right, I've got to sort out breakfast and tighten this tent a bit so I can get some air to it. 7:09. Not done nothing. Sat here with my little friends. No, I'm not on about the monsters. I'm on about my little friends. As Rebel's telling you, he's shaking because they're all over him. There's not many, but there's enough. I think when we move, we stir them out of the ground. Hey, lie down. Plats. Plats. I don't want them stirring. Stella, lie down. She doesn't know if she wants to go in or go out. Look, look. In or out. Lie down. It's that age, dementia's kicking in. But yes, I know, I got my boffy slippers on. But yeah, they're becoming a pain. I got my midge net on, just over my ears and the back of my head, because they were starting to buzz around my head. If we could only get a breeze. I've got the quilt, the foot box was damp, and there was another spot that was damp. Obviously no breeze, again, I can't dry much out, but I'm hoping it will dry in the sun, because that sun's quite strong. Looking at the mountains either side, as I say, probably to you on the video, it looks like they're little hills. They're not little hills. We're walking down this valley, and on that side there's mountains, and on that side there's mountains, and just below us there's a nice river that goes all the way along the valley. At the end, over the loch, I'm guessing there's a lot of low mist, or kind of cloud. That's like in a cloud inversion, that's lying low. The grass is soaked in dew, so walking through that'll be fun today. And as it all suddenly dries out. What else to tell you? The ground is saturated, as you know. I don't want to really rush and bag up too much too early, because the plan, as I was saying yesterday, was to turn it into a 5-day. You know, that was the initial plans. But we progressed so far yesterday just because of the cool breeze. It was beautiful hiking weather. And again, dogs looked fine. There was no issues or anything. So before I knew it, we were hitting the 10-mile mark. So I had to start. Hence, we started at 3. But we've progressed further than I thought. So today it's like just a leap to the lock, and then it's round to the car, which, yeah, that's rough terrain, but if we take it nice and steady, we will easily do it. But unless I can think of something else to do in between, which I don't think there really is, I don't want to turn right and go back to the dams. That's stupid. And I'll make it a longer distance for the last day and make it a good 10-mile walk back to the car. And I don't fancy doing any summits with Stella, because I think that would be too cruel. So I'll just take it steady and see what happens. But we'll probably get back to the car in the evening, but early evening, if I take it nice and steady. There again, if the wind picks up and the pace is good, I mean, I don't try and do it. It's just when that breeze is nice and chilly, you know what I mean, freshening, then it makes hiking so much easier. Thank God I got my leggings on at the moment with these midges around. As I say, they're not the aggressive ones you get in July and August. These are more the nuisance ones that will have a nibble if they buzz around you, but more inquisitive than anything. But the ones in July and August are like kamikaze midges. They just want to attack. So I'm sitting on this marsh, probably getting damp. I've got a sit pad on, so I'm sitting on that, so should be more fine that way. Rebel's cleaning himself. Stella's in sleep mode still. The sun is pretty hot, I must admit. Them jackets have to come off the dogs in a bit, otherwise they'll get too hot. So there you go. Oh, I had a great night's sleep. I've had 3 brilliant nights sleep here, and I have better sleep when I'm out hiking. And I know people say, well, that's because you're doing so much more. I don't. I hike when I'm at home. We hike sometimes 8-10 miles. It's just different, and it's different fresh air. It's peace. I get about 9-10 hours sleep at least here, because it's nice to settle down early and just listen. You know, I had the tent door open for a while, but then it got drafty and got quite chilly. So I zipped the door up and just lied there, and I don't know, I just boom, dropped off just like that. I think it's not having the background noises. When you're in a city, you've got cars and buses and sometimes emergency vehicles racing up and down the road. Excuse me, I'm drinking my coffee whilst chatting to you and rambling. So yeah, I don't know if I was saying earlier, I got up about 12 last night and fed the dogs. It was early for a change. Normally it's about 1 o'clock I do it. But I saw some shadows in the distance. I thought, that's deer, and I was shining a torch out. I was going, they're not moving. I've just looked this morning, it was bushes. So we didn't even have any deer near us. But this morning, as I showed on the video, there was some running off in the distance there, down the valley. So they knew we were here. Right, that's the highlight of today. The midges and Rebel cleaning himself. Right, I'll catch you later when something happens. We have a problem. Oh, I was going to say, Lady Muck didn't want to come out and join the poor people. She was in her little palace there. What I've figured out, I've sussed out what these little midges are doing. They're using the tent shadow and that kind of darkness to hang around. So I'm pulling everything out, drop the tent, sun will cook the tent, hopefully that'll dry a lot of it out, but also the midges will clear off, because there's no midges anywhere else except around our tent. And that's because I've got shadow. So And I'll get them dog jackets off because they'll be getting hot soon. Right, that's next step. That plan worked. The midges were using the tent shadow and that kind of vestibule area to hang around and then come out and attack us and run back to the shadows. Sneaky. So I let the tent down and look, not a single midge. See, you've got to be as cunning as them. But this will not dry. I mean, it's really warm. I checked, it's 14, 15 degrees now. Rub it off. I'm sniffing around my pegs for some stupid reason. So I'm going to take dogs down to the river and let them have a paddle and have a soak. Forgot to tell you yesterday, I was like, it was getting really hot about 4 o'clock, and I thought, I've got to get the dogs cool. Kept bringing them down to the water. Would they go in? No. So I started playing a game with Stella, you know, pretending I got a ball. It's a stone. Throw it in the river. Off she went. Rebel followed. Spent 20 minutes doing that. They got absolutely drenched. Then brought them up here, and of course, with that breeze and a nice sun. Deer, that's that deer or whatever that's barking at us. Somewhere up on the mountain there. He's up there somewhere. But anyway, so I got the dogs soaked, brought them back here, and I could relax then because I wasn't worried about them getting too hot, because it was quite hot. Even though the breeze was strong, they still get overheated, and I was worried about, you know, them getting heat exhausted and all that. I've layered myself out with God knows how much suntan cream. I've just sorted out my electrolytes that are fizzing away there. I've even put Nivea suntan, what is it, kind of lipstick, chapstick on my lips. And so I look probably like one of them cricketers now with the white lips. But I'm waiting for things to dry up before I can start bagging up, because I can't bag all that up because I've got to get the bulky stuff in first. So I'm waiting for that quilt. It's nearly done. And I'm just sitting here hoping something will happen with this tent, but it's not going to happen. Look at the moisture on there. It's in direct sun. So I'm going to have a look. I mean, it's going to be wet. There's not much I can do if it's not going to dry. You need wind. See, I mean, if I was doing a second, fifth day, then what I do before I get at the campsite is I lay it out and peg it down and let the wind blow through it, like you've seen me probably do when I was at Glenpeen once. Then I direct it and vent it really well, and hopefully all the moisture will be out. But it looks like I'm going to be bagging it up. I can wipe some down with chamois, but there's not much I can do. So I'm just sitting here. It's 2 minutes past 8. I'm in no rush, as I say. It's nice and warm. I prefer to get some of the kit. I mean, even my clothes I'm sprinkling about, and I can't put them on the ground because the ground is damp. So all I'm going to do is bring moisture back on. Oh, that's something I could do. Charge a GoPro while I'm waiting. Right, I've got to leave you. I've got to charge a GoPro. 8 in the morning. No paddle? Oh, nice and deep there. Nice little paddle. But no, they're not interested. Typical, eh? Bring a dog to water. You can't make them drink. Go and get a drink. Find me a stone. A ball, sorry. No, she's probably too cold in the morning, too early in the morning for a paddle. Yeah, you want to rub all against me, now you're wet. What a glorious morning. That temperature's rising by the minute. Nearly packed up. Last few bits to go. I thought I'd show you the backpack I've been using. You've probably seen it since probably December, November maybe. It's the Osprey AIFA Pro 70. Brilliant pack. I think altogether with everything on, with the lid as well, it's about £3.5. But I rig it up is with a sit pad, which I didn't think I'd use, at the bottom, strapped to the bottom, and I do use, which is surprising.
tent and poles, and obviously nice and snag and tight so they don't slip out, and also put the poles through one of the straps so they don't drop. I've had to bring two maps. I didn't need them, but you never know when you do. The reason I brought two maps is because typically one half ended where the other half started, where I was crossing. You know what I mean? If you get what I mean. They're in nice and tight. Down a bit more. Yeah, there you go. I have sorry, I keep calling it GoPro. It's a DJI action camera. One's shoulder strap, and a personal locator beacon on the other strap. And there's the other map. It's all nice and snug, tight, filled to the rim. You have two pockets. One pocket is a zip pocket, and it's a massive pocket. You can get loads of gear in there, keys, hat, snacks. I have a tripod that I haven't used at all on this trip. A miniature tripod, only about that big. All kinds of things you can put in there, whatever you want. You know, everyone's got their own different way of doing things. And this one, you have a kind of a bottle pouch, but it's a massive pocket, so you could either use it for your bottle, which I do, but you can have rain cover in there, bug net, again, more snacks, anything you use, a hat, if you've got one of these crushable hats, you know what I mean? Things you're gonna need on the go. I've got to put the lid on. I added some bungee strapping to the cord to the top, because I like stuffing, like when if it looks like it's going to be showery, I can stuff a coat in there. When I was carrying extra dog food, if I knew I was going to have to feed the dogs in the next hour and I was carrying the food, I'd bag it up in a carry bag and stick their dog food under there, and then I could actually pull it out as soon as we stop rather than opening the pack. You've seen all the other gear, dog gear, you've seen poles. I've used everything on this trip, well, apart from a raincoat, which I have used in one morning, not because it was raining, but because it was a bit chilly and I didn't put my puffer on. But everything I've carried I've used, and as I say, it was £52 when I started off, and that was gradually dropping down. I'm guessing now you're talking like the £40 mark. And as I say, I've got extra gear. I keep forgetting some of the bits I'm carrying for the dogs. I'm carrying dog jackets. They're only light, but again, every pound adds up, and they're probably £1.50 between the two of them. And then you're carrying a quilt for the dogs, that's probably £1. You know, when I was carrying dog food, that was £7. I carry chamois because I can use that as a towel for the dogs, but I mean, I could easily do a microcloth if I was by myself. So there's all kinds of silly little things. I mean, the dog lead, that must weigh near £1, believe it or not, and that's a lightweight one, but it's still got metal on it, and so it all adds up. So when you add it all together, it's about £10 I'm carrying. So now I'd probably be walking out with just under £30, you know, and that's in gear. And don't forget, that's for a 5-day. I've still got food in there that I probably won't be using because we'll probably be finishing early. But if it was me and I was setting off for a 5-day, expecting bad weather, mixed weather, or having a 4-season tent, I could go out with about £40 at the most, you know, and that's luxury, taking chocolate and extras and all that with you. But with the dogs, as I say, it does build up. You just don't realise you need this for them, you need that for them, just in case, you know, just silly things. And when you look at it, it all adds up. But anyway, his pack will be getting lighter. I could stuff some of that stuff in there, but there's not really. The rubbish could go in there. Right, that's us going now. Just go load up and set off. And what a beautiful morning. Bang on 9:30, we're moving out. Day 4. While I'm moving out, yesterday after we pitched and I was doing all kinds of jobs and playing around with gear, what I was doing is checking out this Garmin Fenix. I don't know if you can pick, if it's picking it out. There you go. See the red line? That's the trail. Trying to focus. There you go. There's the trail, and the trail's just up there. I haven't been using it. It was only yesterday afternoon. I was not saying I was bored, but I had time spare. I thought I'll check out this watch. So I'll show you as I get on the trail. I wanted to see how accurate it was, you know what I mean? Now don't forget, this trail's probably moved over the years, in the sense that people walking on it tend to make it move. I don't know if this is look at that. It's bang on. And there's the red line is the trail. The blue is obviously the river. You can see the north, so I'm shaking because I'm balancing one hand here. So if I had to use it, this watch would work. This is the Garmin Fenix Plus, X Plus or something. I haven't got the solar panelled one. They're like 700 or something pounds, 600-700 pounds. Wouldn't mind one, but we'll see. See what Santa brings us. But I normally use a Casio Rangeman. I think it's a BR1000, which is an expensive watch and a solar panelled. But it don't have all the gadgets on. It's a navigational one. It's kind of, I mean, it's a brilliant watch, but you can't put maps on it as such. So it's nice to have a backup, and that's why I've tried this out, but I forgot to use it. I've been using it as a trip measurement, you know, for mileages and times and, you know, heart rate and things like that. That's what I've been interested in, but I forgot to check the map. Whoops. So what I did is, yesterday afternoon, dogs were settled. It was blowing a good one. It was nice and sunny. So I told them to rest, and I started playing with the map to see how good it was. I was well impressed. So again, let's see if I can get you some light. That's it. Bang on. To the millimetre. And you've got contours and all that. I put on my own map though, so it's not one of the OS maps. It's not a Garmin map or anything like that. I had a secret map that I've had for years that I've been updating through the years, and it's got all tracks. Some tracks that OS maps don't even have on. And I used to have it on my Garmin GPS devices, you know, the handheld ones, the bulky ones that use the batteries and all that. But I had the map and I hadn't been using it for ages. So I got this watch again on a sale when it was going. And I thought I'd put it on and see how good this watch is, because it's lighter. And another thing I noticed with the Casio is it's too bulky. So when I'm trying to put on a puffer jacket or a rain jacket, it's so hard to get around your wrist, you know, that cuff over the watch. So I needed something a bit slimmer. I know it's a bit greedy, but things have to work, don't they? You know, the only thing with this, I have to charge it, and probably the charge when I'm using the GPS lasts a day and a half. That's hence why I'd like the solar panelled one that saved me time. But hey, that would be great. Right, I've got a bug coming up, so I thought I'd just show you again. Try and get you in the light. Look at that, bang on that red line, which is the trail. Brilliant. And you've got the northerly there, so once you know where north is, you know where you're going, because you know the other areas. So, right, got to cross a bog of death. Whilst we're talking about gear, and I'm wading through the bogs of death, it's not too bad here. Another thing I can't sing enough praises about, and I've been using for about 6 months now, is sealskin socks. Brilliant. First question, will it keep your feet dry? No. So anyone that thinks they can put these socks on, jump in these bogs and keep their feet dry, no, won't work. But what it does, it keeps a lot of the water off your feet. And someone will say, well, what's the point of that? I mean, it's still getting wet. Well, there's one thing, walking with your feet absolutely soaked inside your boot and squidging away, feeling uncomfortable, and if the temperature drops, your feet getting cold. There's another thing, the sock being wet, but actually keeping the water away from your foot and keeping the water in between the sock and the boot, if you get what I mean. And that's what it tends to do. So you tend to have more water, even though your feet are soaked, the moisture is in the sock or in the boot, but isn't in your, all around your feet, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that made sense. And they're quick drying. If the weather's nice, I brought 4 pairs, again, too many, thinking I'd need them because of the conditions being out there in the Knoydart. As you know, it's going to be boggy as hell. But because the weather was nice, you can dry them no matter hour, about an hour and a half. But you have to dry both sides, the inside and the outside, because they're so good. If you try and dry the outside, they'll still be wet on the inside. But I've never had blisters with them. My feet are wet now. I've only gone about a quarter mile, but my feet feel comfortable, you know. Now, if I had wool socks on, I'd be going, oh no, they're squishy in my toes, and the moisture seems to stay in the sock and not round your feet, so you don't feel like that cold, wet feeling around your toes. So, but if you were in normal conditions, you know, just wet grass or something like that, and don't forget, another thing I can't sing enough praises about is my Adidas 510 Trailcross shoes or boots. They're supposed to be for mountain biking, and yes, see, again, they will let in water, but with the sealskin socks, the combination works brilliantly because I can feel the ground, in a sense, not so soft that I feel every little bump, but when I want to kind of feel a rock, you know, when I'm placing my foot. Whereas with heavy boots, you kind of clump, and you don't get no feedback. Same if you trudge over ground that you think is a bit loose, you can put your foot down and go, yeah, you know, that gives you a kind of a good feeling because you can sense things. Whereas again, with a thicker boot, you're not going to feel for it. But obviously you wouldn't wear these in winter. These would be terrible. As you see, I've been wearing shorts everywhere. Again, these are enduro shorts, mountain bike shorts. Lightweight, ventilated. They work brilliant. Same with the trousers when I set off. They were enduro mountain bike trousers. I think they're MT 500s. Again, brilliant. I found if you use Gore-Tex at this time of year, you will sweat. And we never talk about these things, but your mid regions will really be sweaty and uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Because you will get rashes, sores, and because they're chafing. So you want to be ventilated, you want to be breathable. Dogs have gone and left me. I'm on my own. So everything I've used has worked out brilliant. I haven't had and even what I'm filming on now, sound again like I'm selling things, don't I got the Apple iPhone 13 mini, and people go, mini? How stupid. Trust me, last night it paid off. When I was coming out, I had a little pocket in my chest pocket. I could slip this in, walk around, because I had long johns on. And my other phone, which was iPhone Pro Max, 11 Max, something like that, Pro Max, too big, like a tablet. Lovely phone, can't complain. But if you're hiking, you want to go light, and that's the thing. And I know that sounds contradictory when I'm carrying that kind of weight because I've got the dogs, but imagine if I start having everything else heavy, then my weights are just going to go crazy. So I've got to compensate for the weight I'm gaining on one end by losing it on the other. Look at these views. There's no breeze, you know. It's just sun. It's hot. I don't know where the breeze is today. Hopefully when we get on the loch there'll be a breeze. So that's my kit update. And no, I'm not trying to sell anything. You know, I'm not trying to push anything. Everyone has their own taste, don't they? Some things work for some people and not for others. As I say, my main aim always on these walks was just to show people the treks. It's not a fancy videos. I'm not trying to sell myself or, you know, try and get loads of subscribers and hopefully someone would want to promote my channel and all this. I'm here just to do one thing: enjoy myself with my dogs, show you the routes, so hopefully others will follow and use the same routes. But when the places like this, obviously use common sense, safety, and make sure you've got some experience before you come out, and always come out with the right gear. I mean, simple things and silly things keep repeating, but I have to repeat it because people will see my channel, see these treks. Like now, we're in the middle of nowhere. People say, I can walk, huh? You know, I've been here nearly 24 hours. No humans. I think I've seen 3 deer, that's it. Imagine if you'd slipped now, you got injured, no one's going to come along. And in these temperatures, you're going to cook. That's why you need a personal locator being for 1. 2, you need kit that you could crawl in if it started raining, or ways of getting fluid, because you're going to be dehydrating while you're lying there with your leg probably broken or an arm broken and you're in agony. You might not want to drink, but trust me, after a couple of hours lying down there, you would. You might need, I mean, people say, I'll crawl in a tent. You try setting a tent up with a broken leg or a broken arm. You won't be able to do it. That's why I always carry a bivvy bag, extra pound that I'm carrying, but that's my emergency pound. I can roll out, I've got it rolled with my sleeping mat and my pillow. I could roll them out with one arm, inflate the pad, which would be a pain in the bum, but I hate doing that, but I could do it. And if the conditions turned, I could crawl in it with the dog snuggled next to me. Trust me, you ain't going to be setting no tent with ridge lines up if you've got a broken arm or broken leg. Now you think, well, why worry? Look, the conditions are nice. What do you think will happen tonight? Them temperatures going to drop. And it might drop to like 3 or 4. And trust me, after being out in the baking sun all day with your broken arm or broken leg, you'll suddenly feel the cold. And plus you'll probably be going into shock. So, you know, for the experience, you know what, everyone knows what I'm saying. But I'm just doing this just in case people see my channel and think, I can do that. I've seen the route. Yep, we'll follow him. Well, you don't need no compass and map. It's quite easy. Trust me, these weather conditions, this can change quickly here. You could have sunshine one day, torrential rain the next, could gale force. Last week I hear it's near the summer, so it's sleeting and snowing. So, you know, take that in consideration, people. Right, enough of the sermons. Let's get hiking. Just come across these old dwellings from hundreds of years ago. Gonna have to check that one out now, aren't I? And the one at the back. Wow. Imagine living here. Even signs of an old fencing. Let's look through the keyhole. What do you reckon, Rebel? God, it must have been a midget. I'm not tall. But look, oh! Can't get my back in. God, small house. It was have an outbuilding, I take it, maybe keep supplies or animals. Guess that was another one up there. This is all built by hand, look. Imagine living in here with a roof on it. Look, midges everywhere. I wonder how many hundreds of years this was here. On the side of a bank as well, it's not the safest spot. As soon as you go out, you slip. And the best thing is, it's dry now, but there's a great big stream or river going down there. So, wow, I wouldn't like to be there in the winter where it's roaring down. Nope, sorry, I'm gonna have to pass on this one, everyone. It's just a bit nice views. Very midgy around here. I'm not checking that one out, I've got to go through all that. Nice to see though. Stop eating the grass, Dally, you'll be sick. Watch my pack. You have to be a midget to live there. I've got to get some photos now. Say I was here. I was here. Whoops. A lot of stones in the ground. You're going, right, see you, bye. That's where you're living. I'm not. And there's the loch. We're about 2 miles away from where we pitched. Right back there. There's that building. There is a faint track. I guess it's been used by people doing the Munros. Hey, hey, over here. Dogs. Since they started talking, one of them wants to go near the edge, don't they? Look at it. Nice drop off. They start riding and they go all the way down. Right, we've got to go around this lip a little higher up rather than be on the edge for them. And then we'll descend down the other side. Now when we crossed last time, we crossed over there where that outcrop is, dead centre. That one there. Well, I'm hoping, I'm not doing it for time, I'm just doing it to save a lot of effort. If we can get around this lip and down, and job done. And then can we see if we can walk along the loch. Here! Sorry about that, I have to keep an eye on them, be out of my side vision.
We came from up there around that boulder. Where is it there? Sorry, in the middle. Focus. And came down. But there is tracks skirting around the side, different ones, but I don't know how good they are. The nearer you get to that crop, the steeper the drop is if you slip. And trust me, this grass is all loose. So look at it. It's good skating grass. So we're now following a track that I've found. So I'm going to use it and kill one of these if they don't fall off a ledge. Lots of insects here. I guessed it was around about 20. It's close to 21 at times. Just had my lunch. Or should I say the first course. I've now got to go and get pudding from the fridge. Oops, better go down this way. Want to have a fall so near the end now, do we? Saw two hikers go by behind us. Don't know if they saw us. As you can see, my chocolate is cool enough in the fridge. Be good if it were beer. That's why I bring Tupperware. I know it's bulky and that's weight, but chocolate when you're out in the summer would just melt. But if you have a Tupperware box, you can stick it in a stream, a river, anywhere, loch, like I've just done, and you can have some chocolate, and it'll be nice and firm rather than kind of sticky and gone. Right, pudding. Right, we're setting off. 12:50. About an hour and it's hot.
And if we stay here much longer, we'll cook. Stella's going in the water, but Rebel won't go in. So when we find some streams, he'll go in. He obviously doesn't like lochs that much. Stella keeps going back to the loch. Look, I just threw one for her, just to keep it quiet, because she wouldn't start moaning. But anyway, no rubbish left, just some splash marks. Right, we're off. We're going to take the moorland route instead of go along the shoreline, which was quite rough on Stella's legs. I'm going to take the grass, which is more up and down, but we'll just take it steady. We've had lunch, so we've got calories in us. Right, say goodbye to mountains. See you again sometime soon, hope. We've left the trail up there, which now merges into like a track. There's even pieces of broken glass. Typical, isn't it, eh? I don't know if that's been put down, like hardcore from building site. But anyway, and then we'll get over this ridge, and I'll try and take the other route, the route I should have took when I came in, towards the old bridge, over the river, and back to the car. I'll show you the route, because I don't want people taking the route we took. It puts you about 1.5 miles out the way. You've got to go to the far right and then come back on yourself. Don't know if you can hear me due to the wind, but correction, this is the Old Kinloch Hourn Road. It goes in through the reservoir, or through the loch as such. So we're following the old road. That should take us back where we want to go. Just wanted to show, there's Stella ahead of us. She knows the car's up ahead. Great memory dogs have. Look at her. No limp, no lameness. Yes, she'll go stiff when she stops. Look how good she's done. 11.5. She could even be near 12 because, as I say, when I got her, I didn't get papers. Peter gave me a date, but I never knew that. I mean, look at her. Not bad for that age, is she? What we've done, she's in and out the water. She loves it. I don't mind. As long as they're cool and get plenty of fluids, I don't mind. Rebel's a copycat. He normally follows. No? There's deeper water up here. We'll get us submerged in it. Because we're going to sit by the car and cool off for a while. Well, my car's there. I can see it. That's a good sign. There's the old bridge, all broken. And look, someone's put stepping stones across the river. Now, I wouldn't have seen that from the car, would I? I had seen on someone's video, someone using some stepping stones, but I didn't know where the crossing was. So, car's up there, come down the track, turn left, don't go right, and then follow the old Kinloch Hourn Road, which we'll pick back up in a minute. And that's the bridge that used to go over the river. But obviously that's not there anymore. And look, they're getting a good dunk in, that's what I want. And we can use the stepping stones. There's 2 lots of bit of stuff up there as well. But obviously, when the weather's bad, them stepping stones will be about 2 foot underwater, so then you might have to go right. So there's a good point, you might have to go right if the weather's bad. Rebel! So, if you leave your car and you're coming to this point and it's a bit high, and I think there's a couple of little bits up there as well you could cross, but if the water's high, you're going to get wet feet within a 1/4 mile leaving your car. So, sealskin socks, everyone. There's the bridge. And this is from the other side. Look, that used to be a forest, well, at least a wooded area. So you'll be coming down from there and you hit this junction here. Don't go over this bridge, that will take you the wrong way. Turn right and head that way and you'll see the old bridge that's in ruins. And to the left of it, you'll see that stepping stones. But as I say, if the water's high, you're going to be stuck. If the water's high, I'd suggest you turn to the right and do it the harder way. There is easier ways to get across up there. I don't know where this takes you. That's another day. But I hope that helps, because I didn't see anything on any videos or any photos. So we're back in the car. 6.46 sorry, miles. It took us 5 hours 22 because we had lunch. Plats. So don't forget to keep that clear, by the way. Otherwise you'll upset everyone. Hope you can hear me. I'll hide from the wind. So each day we did about just under 10 miles. I think first day we did 10.04. Second we did 9.44. Yesterday we did 9.22. And today we've done 6.46. So I think that was brilliant because I measured it. So I didn't overdo it with Stella. First day was a bit of a struggle because we went that way around, which would have saved us about 40 minutes and a mile. But we still made good time. Second day was good. Down to Barrisdale, enjoyed that. Third day, we just done so well because the wind was so strong. And everything was nice and cool, so we just progressed, and before we know, we were getting too far. And today, yeah, enjoyed it. I want to stretch it out to 5, but hey, I was doing that just to make it easy on Stella, but we did it. And Stella's done brilliant. She'll be stiff later, but We'll soon loosen up. Give her a couple of rest days, she'll be fine. Just shows she's still got it in her. Everyone's looking at something, I don't know what. So, I'm sorry if you're catching the wind. I'm trying to hide you from the wind as much as possible. But hope you enjoyed the videos I put on. As I say, the main aim is always to show people the tracks and show you the kind of conditions and show you the area, because I don't get to see much of it on YouTube about Knoydart, you know, through walking people walking through it. So, as I say, it'll probably be down in 3-4 lots again, because I could cut it like a lot of people do, but there's so much to see, so much gorgeous scenery. Why cut it? You know what I mean? Just put in segments. If people enjoy it, that's all that matters to me. If even one person likes it or one person watches it, then I'm happy. If it comes in help for other people doing the hike, then even more the better. So, as I say, I hope it comes out well. The action camera's on my shoulder. Obviously I'm moving my rucksacks, and sometimes I'm leaning in to the walk because you're going uphill, so I'm hoping I'm not just videoing the floor. But we'll see. I'll try and do the best with them. But that's it for us now. I've took Mrs. Munro off. She's retired for a couple of weeks at least, probably about 3 or 4 weeks. The next one, if the weather's like this, will be in the coast. Stella loves the coast, and it might even be up to Sandwood Bay and Curveg again. I do that once a year. If not, I've got one other place I've lined up that I haven't visited before, so I'd like to try that. So that's it from us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those subscribers. Anyone new coming to the channel, yes, it's a bit different. I'm not all the kind of, you know, walking past cameras, sitting in front of cameras or anything like that. Yes, so I'm sorry if that's what you wanted. I do apologise, but that's not me. That's it from us. So, from us all, Rebel, what is it? Stella's saying, look, let me sleep. I've done my bit. It's live the dream. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed them. Until next time, it's bye from us.